What's up guys, I'm Fire, and now that I'm done with all the class balancing for Battlefield 4, I thought it would be appropriate to talk about the vehicles for Battlefield 4, given the fact that vehicles are one of the main points of what makes Battlefield Battlefield. What really got my interest the most are the jets. The jets are extremely a little bit overpowered at times. Like an extremely good jet pilot can pretty much decide the game for anybody. I can't tell you how many times where, let's say I'm playing Rush with a few friends of mine, and we're on the defending team, and we're just destroying the attackers. Every time they try to do different tactics, we would stop them dead in their tracks. But then all of a sudden, a random jet comes in Rush mode, and you know, with those jets in Rush mode, like the Frog Foot, it's gonna destroy anything. That thing is so powerful, so it's gonna knock down a tank with one run. And that can definitely change the tide of a game. If a really good jet pilot is in a game, they can change the tide and pretty much win it in their favor. I am not a jet pilot. I am definitely not. And the only thing I can do in a jet is probably take out tanks. And after that, then I get destroyed. I'm like, I get flanked by another jet in dogfights. I'm terrible at dogfights. As much as I try to practice with it, I cannot do it. And that just makes it like that much harder for unexperienced pilots to fight against these really good ones that play nothing but jet pilots, aka Onizuka and Downfall, which are extremely good jet pilots that I play with, and I would never want to fly against them. And pretty much, it's really true. If you have two jet pilots in Conquest that are taking out the other jets, those guys will be pretty much owning the skies every game. And that could really change the tide, because even the Stingers and the Eagles cannot take down a jet all the time. It's very, very random to start hitting, actually disabling them, and then destroying them after that because they just eject out of their seats. Which then, I have to say that in order to balance this out, I really, really, really think that there should be an ammo capacity for these jets. Like, you can only have a limited amount of machine gun ammo and limited amount of rocket pods or free falling bombs and countermeasures, because everything shouldn't have unlimited ammo. Even with tanks, the same goes with that. I think in order to balance this out, it should have limited ammo, and the only way to get more is to land your jet at your base and then resupply. And that would pretty much give a lot of interesting things in order to do this. That way, you have to compensate for, okay, I don't have that much ammo, I can't be just shooting at nothing or shooting at extreme far distances away and then pretty much own the sky every time. That way, people won't be using the flares or the jammers all that much, and that way you can actually start getting them with your Stingers and the Eagles more. And now I know a lot of people are going to be like, wait a minute, now that means a lot more people are going to start using those guns a lot more, just because of the fact now they can take out jets. I'm not saying that they should do that. I'm saying that yes, the jets could still have a very good amount of flares, a very good amount of ammo, but every now and then you're going to have to get more, right, for every single gun in the game. And I think it would be fair if you were to do that, so that way jets won't just swoop by, take out a tank or infantry or anything, and then just fly away and nothing else happens. They just come right back and everything happens again and again and again. And this is a very big problem I've always noticed in Rush mode, which kind of makes me not want to play the big maps in Rush, just because of the fact that every now and then we get a really good experienced jet pilot, and this guy is able to destroy everything. Anything that it sees, boom, you're dead. One run, tank destroyed. The second run, the next tank's destroyed. The attacking team's tank comes in, wipes out the infantry guys if they can, and that also goes with the experienced tank driver if he can actually do it. But if he is a good tank driver and you have a good squad going in, that's pretty much going to decide the game for you. And it is very, very like frustrating every now and then, just to the fact that the only way to take down a jet pilot that knows what he's doing is if he messes up. You know, like he does a wrong turn to evade a rocket or something. It's not always the case, and I've seen times where even the most experienced jet pilot can sometimes crash because of a slight error in their turning or evading. So it is possible. Now, I'm not saying to nerf the jet. All I'm saying is, in order to balance it, to make it a little bit more fair, is to give them a limited amount of flares, the jammer, or an ammo. Just make it like that. That way they would have to go back to their base and then get a refresh, which then makes them vulnerable for an attack. That way, if they're getting chased by an enemy jet, they would have to land to get more, and then they get bombarded by free falling bombs while they're trying to refill everything, which then also makes me think, should they have a limited amount of fuel? Do they have to go back and get more, or is that going a little bit too much into detail as far as realism and making it a little bit fair? I'm gonna let you guys decide that in the comments below. So what do you guys think? Do you think that it's fair how it is? Because I honestly think it would be pretty interesting to see that, where you're not giving them unlimited ammo and they just go free falling everybody down, shooting them all down, and just pretty much deciding the game for you. It really is true, and that also goes with unexperienced pilots. I think there should be some type of mode where you can go into and practice flying. There can be objectives where you have to take down enemies, where you just take down AI targets or anything. Kind of like air superiority, you know, but using bots instead of real people. And air superiority is another thing. That is a good mode to go practice with, but you know that there's going to be a lot of experienced jet pilots that go in there and boom, everyone's going to be in there. And everyone's going to get locked on every few seconds. So that really isn't that good of a practice mode. And that's something, I'm thinking of something like in co-op, how the helicopter was able to practice. If you wanted to practice your chopper skills and flying maneuvers, then you would go into the co-op mission that actually is dedicated to that. You're dedicated to take down AI vehicles. There should be something like that for the jet pilot, because jet flying was not even in the campaign and you were just in the back seat, which then makes me think of two-seated jets. If Battlefield 4 had jets, they should also have the two-seater jets as well. Now that DICE is not going to be limited to what they can have because of the consoles, now they're able to have the next-gen consoles and have more players, which then allows them to do different things. If they have more vehicles, they can have so many more possibilities. There can be different countermeasures, and since they love the whole rock, paper, scissors formula, I really do think that this whole two-seater jet thing would be a really interesting thing to put into the game. It would be a very fun thing. It would have given variety. It would change up the pace of it, and maybe even putting more vehicles in Rush and Conquest in order to give them more choices. And that's just a little thing I was thinking of, but overall, I was thinking that the jets are a little bit unbalanced as far as infantry and vehicles, because pretty much the jets can pretty much own everything. They're just like unbeatable if the pilot knows what he's doing. If you're someone like me that doesn't fly, that doesn't do anything that involves going into the air, then you're pretty much gonna get screwed every time if you try to fly or if you just try to be in a tank, because especially in Rush, you're dead in one run every time. And even if you're trying to repair your tank, the guy just comes in and blasts you away. It's every time, and I get so annoyed by it, and every now and then I get the chance to do it myself, but then I get dropped down by the good jet pilot because I suck at dogfights. So what do you guys think? I want to hear you guys' opinion in the comments below, and tell me what you guys think about it. Do you think there should be two-seater jets? Do you think that jets are unbalanced? Do you even think that jets belong in Battlefield 4? What do you guys think? So you guys take care and have a good one, and I'll see you on the battlefield. And don't forget to ignite that like button because it really helps me out, and I'll see you on the next one.